Yeah, so like I was saying, I was telling my fiance, I ain't wearing no turban, right? Like Andre Three Stacks, like, my medium, earthy, witchy, praying woman. Yeah, I was like, I ain't doing all that. You about to have me out here looking weird, turban on, matching colors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, but I mean, hey, I think he left more of an impression on her than she did him. I mean, he was already wearing that turban before he met her. A lot of people didn't realize that transition that he was making from his that first album that they put out going into AT
Mm-hmm.
and he was searching for something.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so in his search, he just happened to find a soul that connected with his.
Mm.
So it's like it's crazy how when you're looking for that thing or you're looking for it, whatever that it is,
Mm-hmm.
uh, how things can just be positioned in your life out of nowhere,
Absolutely.
and then it just blossoms for there. Whether it's good or it's bad, you know what I mean? Who's to say? So, same thing with you, like on your journey, right? Um, with the woman you're with now, like how did all that come into play? How did that all come into fruition?
Transparently speaking, me and my person started as friends, and she'll agree to this. We were just in the same place at the same time, and we're two souls that saw each other, that supported one another and were friends to one another, had compassion and understanding for one another, and showed up for one another emotionally as we went through our ups and downs as individuals. And then it kind of blossoms from there. Friends become lovers, lovers become life partners, life partners become one. And that's pretty much the sequence of events for us. I don't think there's any other way to build a relationship. It's funny what you said about Andre 3000 too, and his search for something. I was on a search for a similar something uh, when I found my person. And I don't even know if we find our person. I think they just happen to be on our path, right? It's like, the way I see it, if a person is on your path, that means they're walking the same direction and you were supposed to find them. That means they have something for you and you for them, to help one another along on the journey that is life. Uh, I believe that's who she is to me. I believe that's who I am to her. And I believe that's who a lot of us are to each other as we cross each other's paths on our individual journeys. So I agree with you with Andre Three Stacks, especially like you said, going from what was it, AT aliens staring at ceiling fans to some of the later music to get to where we at today, 93 till infinity. It's a whole journey. You can see it through that man's music.
It's funny because a lot of people they they want the old thing back, right? They want the old 3000 back, but he's trying to show you that he's growing in ways that we don't understand.
Right.
So it's just like when he comes out and he plays the flute, right? It's like, well, what's going on with this dude? Why is he doing that? But he's just trying to show you some growth that he had to go through.
Right. I mean, and moreover, right, he's showing you a mastery and a skill with in his particular vein that you're not aware of just yet, right? Like, I don't think people understand what music really even is and how it's a weapon or a tool that can be utilized, right, to move energy metaphysically, right? I think Andre Three Stacks is showing us that. Again, one of my favorite songs of his is 93 to Infinity, playing that flute. Most of the music that he made on that album is tuned to 432 hertz, and that's not an accident. And if people don't realize what that frequency is, or why it's important, or why most American instruments are tuned to 440, then they should probably research some more. Uh, he's showing us that.
Right.
He showed us how the messages and the affirmations that the Goody Mob used to lace in their music can be transmitted into the hearts and minds of the youths. You know what I'm saying? Like, he showed us that. He also showed us his life, man. It's a particular song that he has. He talks about staring at ceiling fans. Yet again, I reference it And now he's talking to a fan. The fan is looking at him, and he's looking at the fan like, man, we the same, actually. You think I'm big shot? I'm trying to live check to check. I need you to tap your feet so I can get paid, brother. We just out here on our journey together. And he's putting it in this amazing music, man. It's like, that's it.
So when you see transition like that, and you still see somebody of that magnitude, you know, that's still looking to grow in terms of impact, right? Because we briefly touched on impact, you know, between him and Erica. Then we translate that to our personal life.
Right.
What or who is the thing that you're trying to impact?
Man, that's a good question. So I always start near and work my way out, right? So obviously it's gonna be my family and friends closest to me, right? Making it right for them, moms, kids, you know, wife. And then from there, and what I've come to discover, I believe that Black men are gonna be one of the biggest groups that I impact. I think, unfortunately, Black men are underrepresented, disenfranchised, not heard, and definitely completely misunderstood in this day and age because there's too many false images of the Black man put out there. And I, for one, stand vehemently in the face of those false images of what a Black man is or should be. And if I had to answer the question succinctly, I'm here to show what a Black man actually is in all his glory, his power, his intellect, his might, his strength, and his vulnerability, and the ability to be a complete human. And I'm in search to be seen as such and allow others to be seen as such in the same manner.
You spoke about vulnerability. Kind of hits home for not just a Black man, but just a lot of people in general. But you know, as a Black man, we're kind of taught that we have to put up this defense.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of molded into a place that almost, you know, it's hard to believe that there's no love that comes from it. So
like Tupac said, the roads that grew from concrete, right?
Yeah. So it's just like, at the end of the day, where can that Black man go to be vulnerable? You know, who like, because, and then in today's time, you know, it seems like the Black woman and the Black man are being, you know, put against each other all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying that we're not riding for each other. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like, there's a divide.
Right.
Right. So who are we supposed to be vulnerable with?
You know what? I can answer that question. A Black man and who he should be vulnerable with, first and foremost, is his self. A Black man, you know what? I was going to expand that statement and say all man, but to hell with that. We're not talking about all lives matter right now. A Black man must, in my personal and humble opinion, create that space for himself. For if he can't create it in himself, he can't share it with his woman, he can't give it to his children, and he can't share it with his community. That space to be vulnerable, to be safe, he must create inside of himself first, then project it into the world, and then give it to those around him. He has to find other men who are able to do the same thing so he can feel safe with them. It's called community, and we all need it. And that's the one thing that's under attack right now is the Black community. It's the only thing stronger than a Black man himself as an individual. Bro, you pulled some thoughts out of me that I've never shared with anybody.